For weeks, the same question has followed Liverpool. How do you press high, control games and still survive the moment the press breaks? Modern football is not just about defending bodies, it is about defending space. That is why one profile fits the problem, a 6'4" left footer who runs like a winger and changes what a team can dare to do. This is why Liverpool want Micky van de Ven. First of all, understand what Liverpool's football demands. If you want to press high and keep the ball, you will leave space behind you. You can reduce it with shape and counter-pressing, but you cannot delete it. Sooner or later, an opponent will beat the first wave, look up and play into the space behind your back line. That is the moment every aggressive team lives or dies on. It is not about who has the loudest tackle. It is about who can defend the sprint. De Ven is built for that exact moment. He is 6'4", about 194 pounds, and he moves like a player who should be playing on the wing. He has been recorded at 37.38 km per hour in a Premier League match. A centre-back hitting that number is not normal. It is a cheat code for any team that wants to play a high line because it changes the risk calculation. You can push higher without instantly turning every counter-attack into a crisis. But the real value is not just the number, it is how he uses his pace in real situations. Recovery defending is the hardest job for a centre-back. When the ball goes over the top, you are running toward your own goal with a forward accelerating away from you. Many defenders panic, they dive in, they clip a heel, they concede a penalty. Van de Ven does the opposite. He sprints with control, takes the right angle and delays the attacker's best route. Then he times the moment to engage, either with a clean tackle or a nudge that forces the shot wide. The attacker feels the pressure, looks over the shoulder and rushes the decision. Liverpool live for that kind of forced mistake. This is why he fits Arne Slot's style so cleanly. Liverpool want to squeeze the pitch and keep opponents locked in. That only works if your centre-backs can defend open space when the squeeze breaks. A fast defender is useful. A fast defender who can also defend 1v1 without gambling is priceless, and Van de Ven's profile is exactly that. He is quick enough to recover, strong enough to compete, and composed enough to choose the right moment instead of the loud moments. And there is another layer Liverpool would value, because the Dutch connection is real. Slot is Dutch, Van Dijk is the dressing room leader, and Van de Ven has already lived inside that same national team culture, the same language, the same standards, the same tactical references. That does not guarantee success, but it does reduce friction. It is easier to integrate when your manager and your defensive leader already speak your football fluently, and you are stepping into a back line where communication and timing decide everything. Now, Liverpool are not shopping for a sprinter. Slot also needs centre-backs who can build play under pressure. A modern centre-back is a starter motor. He takes the first touch, draws the press, and plays through it. Across 1,019 league minutes last season, Van de Ven completed 784 passes at 90.94% accuracy, which is roughly 69 passes per 90. That tells you he is not hiding. He is involved. He is trusted to take touches in the first phase and keep Liverpool-style control moving. And he is not only safe on the ball, he can create. In that same league run, he produced 2 assists, a real sign of intent for a centre-back. It means he is seeing forward options and he is willing to play them. That matters because Liverpool's best attacks often start from the back. One pass into a midfielder between the lines, one switch into space for a fullback, one carry that forces a winger to step out, and suddenly the whole pitch opens. Which brings us to the detail that quietly improves everything. He is left-footed. On the left side of a back line, a natural left footer changes the geometry of build-up. He can receive on his strong foot and play forward without resetting his body. That saves a touch, it saves a half second. And in the Premier League, half seconds are the difference between breaking a press and getting trapped on the touchline. Liverpool can make right footers work there, but a left footer makes the flow cleaner and the passing angles more natural. Defensively, he also brings the kind of numbers that match the eye test. Last season, he was dribbled past only 5 times and also averaged around 3.53 clearances and 0.71 blocks per 90. Those are not flashy highlights, but they are the heartbeat of defending. It means he's getting into the right zones, removing danger and not getting spun easily in direct duels. Add one more key detail: 0 penalties conceded. For a high-line defender who has to sprint back and defend in open space, that is a major positive. Even his discipline is controlled. Over those 1,090 minutes, he picked up 4 yellow cards, roughly 1 every 255 minutes, while committing under 1 foul per 90. That is intensity without chaos, which matters when you are defending space and referees punish contact. Now, some people hear all this and say, fine, he is fast, but does he actually think like an elite defender? This is where Van de Ven separates himself from the stereotype. He does not rely on speed to fix bad decisions. He uses speed to allow better decisions. Because he can recover, he does not have to jump early. He can delay, keep the attacker in front, and wait for the moment the ball is slightly exposed. That is elite timing. It is the difference between a defender who survives and a defender who controls. He also gives Liverpool tactical flexibility. His natural home is centre-back, but his pace and left foot make him credible in wider defensive spaces when needed. In a season with injuries, suspensions and constant rotation, that matters. It gives the manager options without forcing a total system change. Now, let's talk about the Liverpool-specific reason this could be a defining move: succession planning. Virgil van Dijk is 34. He is still elite, still leading, still organising, but Liverpool cannot wait for the calendar to catch up. The smartest clubs replace pillars before the roof shakes. They bring the next core in early, while the current leaders are still there to teach the standards. A 24-year-old centre-back with elite tools and a system fit is exactly the kind of signing that protects the next era. Imagine the tactical ripple effect. With Van de Ven's recovery pace behind them, Liverpool's fullbacks can stay higher for longer. The midfield can squeeze tighter because the backline can defend a bigger space behind it. The press can be more aggressive because the consequence of one broken line is less fatal. Even the forwards benefit because a safer backline means more bodies can commit to attacks without the manager fearing instant punishment. But there is a key point here. This is not just about making Liverpool safer, it is about making them sharper. When you can hold a higher line, you win more second balls. When you win more second balls, you attack more. When you attack more, you pin teams deeper. And when teams are pinned deeper, Liverpool's creators get more time and better zones. A centre-back who allows you to play higher is quietly creating chances for your attackers. Now, quick pause. If you enjoy this kind of breakdown, subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep making these deep dives, and it means you will not miss the next one. Now, we have to be honest about the obstacles. A contract running to 2029 means Tottenham have control. Deals like this are not simple. You are paying for a rare profile, and rare profiles come with rare prices. If Liverpool pursue it, it has to be because they believe this exact package is worth building around. And there is one risk you cannot ignore: injuries. Van de Ven has had hamstring issues at Tottenham. For a player whose superpower is sprinting, that is the first thing medical teams will examine. Liverpool would need a clear plan for workload, training intensity, and minute distribution. Hamstrings can be managed well with the right program, but the risk never fully disappears. If you buy speed, you must protect speed. So the decision comes down to identity. Liverpool can sign a centre-back who looks great in a low block. That does not solve Liverpool's core problem. Liverpool need a defender who makes aggressive football safer and who can still play under pressure in the first phase. Van de Ven ticks those boxes: elite recovery pace, left-footed build-up, high volume, high accuracy passing, strong 1v1 defending, clean timing in open space. And that is why Liverpool want him, not because he is fashionable, not because he is a headline, because his traits match the demands of the system. In modern football, the best signings are the ones that change what you are allowed to do. Van de Ven changes Liverpool's ceiling because he makes their riskiest moments less fatal and their best football easier to repeat. Anyway, we want to hear from you guys. Is Van de Ven the centre-back Liverpool should go all in for? Is his speed, left-footed build-up and recovery defending worth the fee? Or would you spend that money elsewhere? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss an upload again. Catch you next time. Bye.